Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a Jamaican living in the Netherlands for the past 14 years. Please feel free to subscribe, share, and check out my links. My life in the Netherlands.
So I'm back again with a new video, and now I'm going to talk about things that I don't like about living here. Um, Whenever I come across someone that realize that I'm a Jamaican, the first question is always the same question. Are you from Kingston? I really do not like to be asked that question because while I understand that Kingston is the capital of Jamaica, I do not and could not fathom if someone said to me, I am from France, then my first question would be, are you from Paris? Or if someone said to me, I'm from the Netherlands, then my first question would be, um, are you from Amsterdam? I just would not pick the capital of a place to start from. And when I said, no, I'm not from Kingston, they will all let me know, well, all the people that I've met, they're from Kingston. I just don't like it. I don't like to be asked that question. Maybe someone else would say, well, I don't see what wrong with it. I personally do not like it. I am from Montego Bay. And I would prefer you ask me, what was it like living in Jamaica? Or something else except that question. I'm really annoyed by it. It can also be the fact that I've heard it so much that I'm like, I have enough of it. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm just like over that question. So when someone realizes that I'm from Jamaica, I normally now walk away before all the interrogations start because in the Netherlands, they like to ask a lot of questions and I don't want to be interrogated. I don't have a criminal past, and so I'm not interested in being interrogated. Okay, the second thing that I've um, that normally comes out of the people mouth that I've met, I'm talking about my personal experience, is it true that Bob Marley was addicted to crack cocaine? Now, my last name is Darling, and study has shown that the last name that you got has to do with the slave owner that your foreparents had. So my last name came from a slave owner out of England. I'm not a Marley. I love the Marley family, but I'm not qualified to answer any question about the Marley family. And so I don't want to be asked if Bob Marley was addicted to crack cocaine because before arriving in the Netherlands, I've never heard of such things. I've never heard anything like that. Only in this country have heard it. I've been to Germany. I've had conversation with people while I was there. I was asked where I was from. I was never asked that question. I've been to England. I've had conversation where I've said I'm from Jamaica. I wasn't asked that question. I've been to America, I believe, 4 times. I've been to Cuba, the Bahamas, Switzerland, France. Um, I've been to several places, and this is the only place where I'm constantly asked that question. I'm annoyed by that question also, and I don't want to be asked anymore if Bob Marley was addicted to crack cocaine. I do not believe so. I, Belinda Tanner Marie Darling, dare to say I do not believe so, and I do not want to be asked that question because I am also not fully qualified to give an answer. I can only speak from what I believe, and that is what I believe. I believe that that is fake news. And I know what fake news is like. Someone walking around saying things about you that is not accurate. And I dare to say that information is inaccurate. However, I will also dare to say I am not a Marley and I'm not qualified to get into such conversation. Another question that I've been asked by mostly people above, say, 65. What do you think about Marion Jones? Now, if you want to get me upset, a sure way of doing it is to ask me about Marion Jones. I do not care personally. This is me. I do not care about Marion Jones. Let me explain to you in Jamaican terms. I do not give a rat's ass about Marion Jones. And I do not want to be asked about her. I am so fed up of it. That woman lied and cheated her way to multiple medals. So they want to know, what do I think about Marion Jones? The fact that she lied and cheated her way to all those medals and robbing Merlin Otti from something that she trained hard and worked for. I do not want to discuss Marion Jones. It's just simple. I believe, this is my opinion, I simply believe that Marion Jones should be put in a maximum security prison, something like Alcatraz, but one where she never get off that island. I don't want her to die. That's not the point. But she should be in a maximum security prison forever. She should never get the time of day to even being in the courtyard. That's what I think about Marion Jones. It's the same way I think about Armstrong, that he lied and cheated all those years. Other people who work so hard, you know, when you lie and cheat like that, it is sports. You live off not only your talent, the running and what your country will do for you, but also about the sponsors. So you cheat, when you cheat someone in sport, you do not a small cheating, you do a big cheating. You just cheat all around and you create damages all around. So people like Marion Jones, I'm not interested in having any conversation about her. And I'm I'm fed up of these questions. When I said I'm fed to the up about these questions. I don't like them. I really don't. There is nothing about these questions that I like. I may be repeating myself over and over again, but I'm telling you, when I said I'm over these questions, I'm so over them. So I don't stop anymore to get into any conversation. And another question that I can't stand: Jamaicans are homophobic. Well, I will not speak on the behalf of all Jamaicans. I cannot speak on the behalf of all Jamaicans. But what I know is that Mikey, who have been a loving, caring, and trusted friend of my family, as long as I knew Mikey growing up, it was very obvious. It was extremely obvious that Mikey wasn't attracted to a woman and Mikey behaves more like a female than a male. And my family never had a problem with him. He has been one of the best friends that two of my sisters has ever had in their entire life. So I cannot speak for all Jamaicans. All I know is that I was not raised in an environment where I was taught to be hostile towards gay people. So when I found out that my mother-in-law adopted brother was gay, when he found out I was Jamaican, he was taken back. When I found out that he was gay, I've never been this happy. He is the safest person to be around my daughter. So I have no problem with it. Absolutely, absolutely none. Even when we were going to Jamaica on vacation, I was the one that called Ans and said, let's go on vacation to Jamaica. So I just don't know why, when that question is asked the way it is asked in the context of all Jamaicans, not, I heard that there are some Jamaicans, it is just all. I just don't like the way that sentence work. And so I'm highly irritated by it. I guess by the end of this video, it's going to look like it's one big irritating video because these questions are very irritating. And another thing that, um, another question that I'm asked a lot, um, are you going back to Jamaica? And then I have an answer, of course. Why? Are you going back to Jamaica is not the problem. It's the why. Why not? Why not? That's it. So these are things that I really do not like, can't stand. And because I've been here, as I've said, I believe in my first video and almost all my videos, I have been here literally 14 years now. And so once someone figure out, because most time they will think, okay, I'm from Suriname, or my parents is from Suriname. And sometimes they will think I'm from Curacao. And every now and then someone will think I'm from South Africa. And so I get different places that people will automatically assume that I'm from. And then I would have to let them know, no, I'm from Jamaica. And then that is when they normally begin with it. So what I've been doing now is once someone assumes that I am from somewhere, I just take that, I don't correct them, and then I just continue because it stopped the whole idea of them asking me a bunch of questions because they know enough about Cuba, so they know enough about Suriname not to ask questions, but they don't know a lot about Jamaica, not to ask all type of questions. So if someone assumed that I'm from Curacao, I just roll with the punch. And if someone assumed that I'm from Suriname, I just roll with the punch. And when I say roll with the punch, I don't say I'm from there, but I don't react. So they now goes off the fact that I don't react, that it's like that. And so the questions stop, and then there is nothing to answer. So these are the irritating things that I found about, yeah, I have a quite few more, but these are the ones where I'm like, okay, it's it. It's it. I do not want to be asked if I'm from Kingston. I don't want to be asked about what Bob Marley did when he was alive. Let him rest in peace. I don't want to be asked about Marion Jones. I really don't. That's a way to get me very upset. She's someone I don't want to speak about. I'm not interested about discussing homophobia. I'm not interested because even here in the Netherlands, at least 5 times since I've lived here, there have been a big march in Amsterdam because some crazy people decided they're going to beat up two gay guys in Arnhem. I believe it was last year or the year before. They beat up two gay guys, almost killed them. So they were marching all over the country. And, people had enough of it. So they're acting as if that problem isn't here. The problem is here. There is a lot of people that are open to homosexuality and whatever else, whatever else you want to do, or a lot of people are open to it, but there are people who don't, even in this country. So I don't see why I have to be dealing with that. And then I don't want to be asked why I want to go back to my country. I don't want to be asked those questions. So that's my video for now.